Tonight, video of two boys showing violent behavior on the football field is making the rounds on social media. The methods coaches are taking here at home to make sure your child is acting appropriately on and off the field. Plus, a deadly shooting in Meigs County leaves one person dead and another hurt, what the district attorney's office believes led to that shooting. Then we'll introduce you to one Chattanooga family who's meeting Pope Francis. Fox 61 First at 10 starts now.
From wdsi in Chattanooga, the right news at the right time. Fox 61 First at 10.
Good evening, I'm Melissa Sperato. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Videos showing football players taking the game too far have caught the attention of people across the nation. Tonight, local coaches are talking about what to do to teach athletes to be respectful of others. Fox 61's Brittany Nicholson joins us now with more. Brittany.
Alyssa, those videos show behavior from young players that no parent or coach wants to see. Today I spoke with coaches who say they try to make each day more than a practice. Just last week, this video surfaced of a player in Texas tackling a referee at a high school football game. Then this one of a player hitting his opponent with his own helmet. That guy had to get 10 stitches. For coaches here in the Tennessee Valley, those videos are hard to watch.
Very shocking. It's disheartening to see young men like that allowed to do things like that on the field, and I don't know that necessarily were allowed, but it was very frustrating because there's a lot of really good athletes out there at all levels.
Chad Turner coaches 9 to 12-year-olds. He says sometimes it's hard to teach kids the difference in being aggressive on and off the field.
You know, there's a time and a place. We always talk about flipping the switch. You know, when it's game time, you flip the switch, and anybody that's ever played sports knows that. But we've all gotten into those moments where tempers take over, and that's where you have to intervene and coach through that.
Tracy Malone, head coach at East Ridge High, says every day, every lesson is about the bigger picture.
Our kind of message this week, with all the stadium crap we're dealing with and all that jazz and all the negative, hey look man, compete in everything you do, academically, socially, be the best boyfriend you can be the best football player, be the best student.
He says most of his players don't have a father figure in their life, so he tries not only to be a coach, but a mentor.
And I hope that 20 years from now, that's where we start seeing the victories. These kids are graduated, their dads, their husbands, they've not walked out on their family, they're doing the right thing, they're back in East Ridge, they're giving back. I mean, so I don't know if we can, we're 4-0 right now, but I don't know if we can really count our wins until 10 years from now.
Both coaches say if a player shows signs of violence, they make sure to fit in one-on-one time with that player to help them learn how to channel their behavior. Alyssa.
Brittany, thank you so much. The students in both of those videos were suspended from the game.
Well, another nice day across the Tennessee Valley. Skies are fair right now, but if you stepped outside, you probably noticed it's a little bit warmer than the past couple of nights. And that'll be a trend for the next couple of nights and days ahead as temperatures really warm up. We're in the upper 60s now, but low 60s toward Crossville. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning, temperatures around 60, and still away from the city, temperatures down to the 50s. But it warms up quite rapidly to the mid-80s. I'll have more details on the upcoming weekend and 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
David, thank you. A shootout in Meigs County Wednesday morning left one man dead and another in critical condition. Meigs County Sheriff Jackie Melton says the incident happened on Moore Cemetery Road just after 2 a.m. That's where investigators found 52-year-old Timothy Johnson dead at the home of his nephew, 28-year-old Larry Johnson. According to the District Attorney General's office, Timothy showed up at the home to confront Larry about the theft of his prized gamecock.
The two evidently got into some kind of argument. Gun was drawn and shots was fired, with both being hit and one fatally.
No charges have been filed at this point. The Meigs County Sheriff's Office is working with the TBI to complete their investigation. An early morning shooting lands a person behind bars in Hamilton County. Chattanooga police say Willie Eugene Woodruff asked Michael Shaw for a ride to get beer at King's Lodge early this morning. Shaw agreed to drive him and told him he had a pistol in his truck. Police say once Woodruff requested to get out of the car, he grabbed the pistol and shot Shaw. Shaw said he followed Woodruff in his car until police showed up and arrested him on South Willow Street. Woodruff is facing a number of charges tonight, including aggravated assault, felony reckless endangerment, and felony possession of a firearm. Meanwhile, Shaw is expected to be okay. A Hamilton County grand jury has charged a corrections officer with misdemeanor assault for an incident caught on surveillance tape last month. Here you see Officer Daniel Hendricks struggling with a female inmate, Leslie Hayes, on August 19th at Hamilton County Jail. Today, the grand jury returned a true bill indictment concerning this and charged him with misdemeanor assault. Hendricks has been arrested and processed into the Hamilton County Jail. He's since been released on bond. Plans for a new inland port near Chatsworth is rattling Murray County residents tonight. Governor Nathan Deal recently announced new plans for a 388-mile rail route between Chatsworth and Savannah. A new port CSX says will be called the Appalachian Regional Port is also included in those plans. Tonight, this is just one of many signs that have popped up in Murray County opposing the project to build the facility in their neighborhood. Residents have also started a petition against it.
Just because they have a memorandum of agreement does not mean that this is a done deal. There are still several steps that they're going to have to go through in order to place this port here.
There will be a meeting on October 8th at the Cisco Baptist Church. The group opposing says all dignitaries have been invited to talk about the plans they have. We reached out to Commissioner Brittany Pittman about the project today. We have not heard back. A massive fire in downtown Chattanooga has been contained. A fire at the metal scrapyard broke out just before 2 o'clock today on Rossville Avenue and Myrtle Street. The plume of smoke from the fire could be seen from miles around.
They're going to have to get some machinery to pull the pile apart, and so they can kind of wet it down and put out all the hot spots. So that's going to take some time to get that done.
No one was hurt in this fire. The cause has not been determined. Chattanooga Unite was a hit for many, with dazzling musical acts and emotional speeches. But after the fireworks ended and people left, work was still left to be done by city officials. The Public Works Department spent several hours last night and this morning picking up the hundreds of pounds left of trash behind and emptying the recycle and trash bins.
Not somebody else's responsibility to clean up your own trash.
We'll get it taken care of and cleaned up, and it'll all be forgotten about in a few days. Sure. As far as the trash.
Event organizers estimate that roughly 80,000 people attended a portion of yesterday's event, and nearly $300,000 was presented to the National Compassion Fund, which helps the families affected. Well, police say they made 4 arrests last night at the Tribute on the River. Police Department spokesperson Kyle Miller says 3 of them were arrested by Chattanooga PD, the other Hamilton County Sheriff's Office. The one arrest by the Sheriff's Office was on a warrant. The other 3 were for public intoxication and disorderly conduct. Yesterday's free concert on the riverfront was called Chattanooga Unite, but one speaker's comments are being criticized for being divisive. Here's a portion of what 4-star Navy Admiral James A. Lyons had to say.
They all failed, but none more so than the Obama administration.
Fox 61's Stephanie Stantostasi found out while some agreed with that sentiment, a lot of people felt it wasn't the right time or place.
Chattanooga Unite, a tribute on the river, a day dedicated to honor the lives of those 5 servicemen we lost on July 16th. We watched as Samuel L. Jackson, Mayor Andy Burke, Mrs. Lori Wyatt, and many others stood on that podium and spoke in front of this crowd, recalling events and helping our city finally get the closure we need. Then, retired 4-star Navy Admiral James Ace Lyons took the stage.
President Obama's declaration to fundamentally transform America is anti-American.
Some in the crowd applauded. Others were surprised by what they heard, including festival organizers.
We thought he was going to say strictly about the servicemen, and he got political. But, we actually got them off stage.
Because Executive Director Chip Baker says it even caught them off guard.
It was all about patriotism, about these great patriots who gave their lives for their country, and it happened in our city, so it was all about healing.
Even those not from Chattanooga felt Lyons' remarks were uncalled for.
But feeling the fact that you were here to honor fallen heroes, I don't believe that was a place for a political statement.
Chattanoogan Kathy Gracie agrees.
Really thought that really probably his opinions didn't belong at that time. This was a moment of united. People were trying to get together and kind of took away a little.
But Gracie says overall Lyons' speech would be the only thing she would have changed about yesterday's tribute, because she'll never forget what happened here on July 16th.
It's not an ending, but it's sort of, to me, a little bit of a closing on an awful event that happened.
Stephanie Santostasi with that story. A quick online search shows that this isn't the first time Admiral Lyons has been outspoken against the Obama administration. Back in February, Lyons claimed that the Muslim Brotherhood had succeeded in infiltrating every U.S. security agency under the Obama presidency during a National Press Club conference. A local fire department will soon have a new station to call home. The Dallas Bay Fire Department broke ground this morning for their new Station 2. The new facility is the biggest project the station has done since 1975. They service 30,000 residents and 9,500 homes, churches, and businesses. Dallas Bay has over 60 volunteers responding to calls.
Absolutely. This is going to provide us with enhanced training facilities, living quarters for folks so that we can respond quicker, and it will also provide us additional storage capacity, inside storage capacity for our trucks and other vehicles.
The new station and remodel is budgeted at $2.7 million. Erlanger specialists are stressing the importance of safe infant sleep today to prevent sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS. Hospital members came together at Erlanger East to discuss the risks that contribute to sleep-related deaths in infants. They also talked about sleeping techniques that could save a baby's life.
The recommendation is to hold them until they're nearly asleep, but not completely asleep, and then put them in their own bed on their back alone.
According to the Tennessee Department of Health, 117 babies died in 2013 because of sleep-related causes. Tomorrow, a Volkswagen supplier is having a job fair. The Chattanooga Chamber of Commerce says HTI Employment is hiring for Plastic Omnium. The chamber says starting pay is at $12.45 an hour with benefits, and you must have a high school diploma or GED. Positions are for assemblers, material handlers, and maintenance technicians. The job fair is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 at the Brainerd Crossroads on 4011 Austin Street. A Muslim teen arrested for bringing a homemade clock to school is gaining national attention. What offers the teen is now getting around the world just hours after the incident surfaced.
And up next in weather, temperatures are still comfortable out there, but I'll tell you why they're going to be getting a lot warmer through the weekend. More on that weekend and 7-day forecast after the break.
What a beautiful day it was today. I am loving this weather, David.
It was good, and we're getting closer to the weekend, so we're either thinking our luck's running out, or will it continue?
What is it going to be, though?
It's the latter. I think it's going to be very nice.
Okay.
This is the last weekend again of summer, so it's got to be like that as we bid adieu to our, I guess, our favorite season of the year.
I'm ready for s'mores and some outside bound fires.
Yeah, fall's the second favorite.
That's right.
Season there.
What's your favorite?
Fall.
Fall, yeah.
Fall and summer, both. Kind of a trade-off.
Agreed.
Let's go and take a look first of all at the headlines here. Last weekend of summer is going to have highs in the 80s. We're talking upper 80s on Saturday, even mid-80s on Sunday. Now, a few showers can move in next week, but we're still not looking at all-day washouts yet. And when you see the 7-day forecast, I wouldn't let it affect your outdoor plans just yet. I mean, it's still just some scattered showers in spots. 68 is the current temperature now with a fair sky, humidity creeping up a bit, so temperatures will be a little warmer overnight than the past couple of nights. We did drop down to 58, at least at Level Field. Many areas were down to low 50s overnight, and a lot of areas will be back to the 50s again. 84 is a high today. We've had no rain today, but for the year, still a little bit of a surplus above average by about 4 inches. We've had so much rain in spring and summer. Now again, I showed you this before the break. Temperatures mostly 60s, but to our south and west, a little warmer, and the overall air mass is gradually warming up. You felt that difference today. Our high temperature about 7 degrees warmer than what it was like yesterday, and it's due in part to more sunshine and the southeast breeze, and that won't change much tomorrow. This high has remained dominant all week long, only having slow movement off to the east. It's allowing this trough to move away. That's what brought us to clouds yesterday, but now the clouds and rain exiting off to the south and east, and still this front to the west, pretty much a non-factor for the next several days as temperatures remain warm. Now, underneath that southerly breeze, a pocket of very hot air. Temperatures have been in the 90s over the southern plains. We're going to get to the upper 80s over the weekend, hopefully staying below 90s. They'll stay just to our west, at least for a little while. So our future track shows overnight and by morning, we're going to see skies overall partly sunny throughout the day. Temperatures again back to the mid-80s. Weather looks very good for all the high school football games tomorrow night, much different from the washouts we had last week. And looking ahead to Saturday, a lot of sunshine early, still partly sunny to the afternoon. Clouds coming in for Sunday, but still rain chances remain very low. So overnight tonight, lows around 60, but again 50s away from the city. After a comfortable start tomorrow, temperatures heating up rapidly. Mid-80s, lots of sunshine and a light northerly wind. There's your 7-day forecast. Mid-80s right through the weekend. Saturday being the hottest with 87. Then early next week, a few scattered showers around. Definitely nothing all day, but with more clouds and just a few showers, temperatures will highs down a bit to the upper 70s to around 80. Fall will officially begin just before sunrise Wednesday morning. So the last 5 full days of summer right there.
Counting the days, but...
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Brian. Thank you. David, goodness, I'm used to the weekends.
That's okay.
The Muslim teen arrested after bringing a homemade digital clock to his Texas school is seeing his fortunes change for the better. Ahmed Mohammed was arrested and handcuffed Monday for what police initially said was a bomb hoax. Authorities opted not to charge him, but his arrest took social media by storm. Now it seems like everyone wants to meet and help the 14-year-old pursue his science and engineering dreams. President Obama invited him to the White House next month for an annual astronomy night. Facebook creator Mark Zuckerberg expressed interest in meeting him, while Twitter offered him an internship. He's even got a scholarship offer from an international business school. But first, a papal visit will introduce you to one Chattanooga family who's traveling to Philadelphia to meet Pope Francis.
You're watching WDSI Fox 61 First to 10. The right news at the right time.
Welcome back. When Pope Francis comes to the U.S. next week, he will make history, including being the first pope to ever address Congress. He'll also visit President Obama at the White House and speak at the 9/11 memorial. Calvin Sneed tells us about a local family that will be attending one of his events.
Last year, Maggie Burns signed her family up for the World Meeting of Families Congress in Philadelphia. The purpose of the Congress among Catholic families is to bring them together spiritually.
To pray together, to work hard together, and to give to others and be of service.
Imagine her excitement when she was told that everybody who'd registered for the Congress will now also get tickets to see Pope Francis during his papal visit to Philadelphia in a week.
I'm sure I will be overwhelmed and tearful and joyful and feel very blessed.
Her daughters can't wait too. Maisie wants to hear from the man often referred to as the People's Pope.
I'm excited to see what he has to say.
Her sister Emma has a different idea.
I'll probably buy a lot of merchandise and stuff.
All right, combine these two clues and make an inference.
In Ms. Burns' 7th grade language class, a lot of her students are wishing the family well.
It's very exciting. I really want to go, but I can't. I got to go to school.
Are you jealous?
Yes.
And what's the one question to put to the People's Pope?
Would you take a selfie with me?
A selfie?
Yes.
And he'd probably do it.
Probably.
Maggie Burns says he's just that kind of pope, and she can't wait to see it.
He is a game changer as a pope, and I will just cherish the memory of having the opportunity to be in proximity of him.
Will you take a selfie? Cool question. Calvin Sneed with that story. The papal visit begins Tuesday in Washington. On Thursday, Pope Francis will speak to a joint session of Congress.
Travel weather still looks okay across most of the country except for Florida, with a lot of that rain moving on out, and some showers and thunder showers towards St. Louis and Chicago. Otherwise, in between, things are looking good across the southeast. I'll have more in our local 7-day forecast through the weekend in just a few minutes.
But first in sports, Dave Staley will join us with a preview of one of tomorrow night's big games on the high school football schedule. Sports next.
sports, 2 down, 9 to go in the regular season for the UTC football Mocs. Coming off last weekend's victory at home over Mars Hill, the Mocs are now prepping to hit the road for the first time this season. A 3:30 kickoff Saturday at Samford. Chattanooga struggled defensively against the Lions of Mars Hill. UTC prevailed in the end by 10, 44-34, but it was not as easy as some predicted it would be. Then again, are they ever easy? The Mocs stand at 1-1 on the young season after losing the season opener to Jacksonville State. Samford, on the other hand, is unbeaten at 2-0 on the year, and what the Bulldogs bring to the table is offense, a whole lot of it. Samford is second in the country in total offense in FCS football, running up an average of almost 650 yards of total offense per game, averaging almost 52 points a game. Needless to say, the Mocs will need to shore up their defense come Saturday. If not, it might be a long trip to Birmingham.
We're getting ready to play a real good team. I think you know it. Our players know it. They have a lot of great athletes. They're making plays. They're making big plays.
Mocs head coach Russ Huesman. On the high school front, we have some excellent matchups tomorrow night on the local gridirons. Ray County at Ooltewah features 2 high-powered squads. Boyd Buchanan at Tyner features a couple of undefeated teams. MBA is coming to McCallie. MBA is the top-ranked team in the state in D2. And speaking of Division II, Brentwood Academy is at Baylor, a matchup of 2 teams ranked in the top 5 in the state. The Eagles are 3-1 on the season, while the host Raiders have yet to lose. A sparkling 4-0. 3 of those victories coming on the road. 2 really stand out at Ray County and at Ensworth. Quality wins. The Red Raiders had never won at Ensworth before this season. Big deal there. But no matter where you play them, Brentwood Academy is always tough. Tradition galore. Red Raiders head coach Phil Massey knows that.
We got to play smart. I mean, we got to read our keys. We got to play smart on defense. We got to make tackles. We got to get 11 hats running to the football. Offensively, we've just got to, when we engage into them on our offensive line, we got to sustain our blocks and just give our backs time to get through. We also got to be good on pass protection.
Phil Massey, go get them, guys. And in the bigs tonight, the rubber game of that series in Hotlanta between the Braves and Toronto went down. Read 'em and weep. The Bees host the Phillies tomorrow night. Atlanta can beat Philadelphia. That is some of your sports. Liz, back to you.
Dave, thank you. Coming up next, a deer makes an interesting appearance inside a Nebraska hotel. We will show you that video next.